Greetings and salutations, fellow pilots. This is Akirishin. In this video, I will be featuring something I don't do a lot of, which is a bomber, specifically the Bristol Blenheim Mk.IV early model British bomber. This aircraft has as forward-firing machine guns. Let's see, where are those? They're right here on the wings, it looks like. Has one Browning machine gun that does 25 damage per second, so not too much, 600 round per minute rate of fire with an effective firing range of 440 meters. Very hard to hit targets with a forward firing machine gun just because of the limited maneuverability of the aircraft. It's mainly for just, hitting things that come into view, or maybe finishing off an aircraft that's low health and happens to fly in front of you. Your main irritant to enemy aerial activity is your rear gun, which does 28 damage per second with an effective firing range of 600 meters, a field of fire of 180 degrees, gun elevation 60 degrees, gun dispersion minus 15. So the rear gun does actually more damage than the forward firing machine gun. And then of course we have four bombs which do 2200 damage each within a 60-meter radius. In terms of upgrades, I have equipped turret stabilization, which increases by 15% the effective firing range of turrets. That's useful because you can use your boost to get some distance from enemy aircraft, and yet you can still put rounds on them when perhaps they can't put rounds on you. Improved covering. We want to make this aircraft as tanky as possible. So improved covering, minus 20% chance to critical damage to wings and tail, plus 5% to the aircraft's hit points. Then we have reinforced airframe, which decreases by 10% chance of critical damage to engines, crew, wings, and tail, and adds 15% to our aircraft's hit points. So got a total there collectively of an additional 20% to the aircraft's hit points, which is already very survivable. It is resistant to critical damage and fire. So we've made this aircraft very tanky, in other words. And what I like to do with the aircraft is to, oftentimes kind of fly more at mid-altitude, even though you could get higher. I want to draw in some aerial targets so we can use that rear gun in between bombings to help take out aerial targets, and it's very effective at doing that. In terms of pilot skills, I don't have a lot of skill points on this pilot. I did, of course, choose Demolition Expert, which increases damage caused by bombs and rockets and their blast radius by 15%. If I had some additional skill points, I would have also chosen Protection Expert, which would assist with the effects of our improved covering and our reinforced airframe. And it increases the effects of those upgrades by 40%. For our rear gunner, I have gone with Armorer, which increases the burst length of a turret by 20%. I've also chosen Ballistics Expert, which increases the firing range of our turret by 15%, and the effect of turret stabilization by 20%. So that has good synergy with our upgrade, turret stabilization. If I had an additional 3 skill points, I would go with Precision Gunner, which concentrates fire on the most vulnerable sections of an aircraft. The chance of causing critical damage by guns is significantly increased. In terms of aircraft specifications, these all expanded for you. Optimum altitude is 1,500 meters. Stall speed is 90 kilometers per hour, so that's very good. Average time to turn 360 degrees, 18 seconds. So forget it, folks. This aircraft is like flying a brick. Top speed at best altitude, 420 kilometers per hour. Its optimum airspeed is 285 kilometers per hour. In terms of paint schemes, this is summer, winter, desert, and finally marine. Let's take a closer look here at the aircraft. You can see the turret there. Very good field of fire for the turret. Okay, so what we would normally do now is use our aircraft comparison chart that I've developed to compare the Bristol Blenheim Mk.IV bomber to other Tier 3 bombers. But we can't do that because there aren't any other Tier 3 bombers. So that makes that simple. Instead, we will go ahead and head into a battle and see how this bomber performs. So let's do that now. Alright, so we'll be bombing in our Blenheim over the Arctic region, Winter War, theater of operation. We'll head here first to the garrison and then on to the forward airstrip and see how it goes from there. And again, we're going to want to get maybe about mid-altitude. We want to make sure we can draw in some enemy aircraft and hopefully take some of those out with our powerful rear gun. Get ready for action. Let's go. Alright, so we'll focus on most effective targets. Start with this one and then head on to that. Probably drop 2 bombs on this one. And head over here and knock out this gun emplacement. And that's all our bombs. Let's see if we can't help to... There we go. And now we'll head to the forward airstrip. And fortunately, we get our bombs back very quickly, which is super nice. Alright, so we're going to try to drop our bomb right in the center of this section so that hopefully we're using 1 bomb instead of having to use 2. Maybe I'll drop 2 here. And then we have 1 more bomb left and we'll drop it right here in the center of this section. And let's see, nobody wants to play up here yet, huh? Let's see if we can do something with this aerial target here. We'll finish it off hopefully with our rear gun. So we'll head over here to their garrison, see if we can't take it back. Ground attack aircraft here. Sure we don't run into a mountain here. Let's see if we can't get that fellow to climb. I stayed too low. Alright, so let's do some bombing. A little low here for my taste. The bombing. Turn around here and make a second run. Hopefully our bombs will be back by that time. And we'll target this section here in the middle that our ground attack aircraft has already made some progress on. And we'll drop 2 bombs over here as well. There we go. Alright. So we're doing well in the bomb department. And looks like we own all the sectors. See if we can't work on this fellow over here. Have any sectors. So we can't take out this heavy fighter. And use the rear gun to finish him off. There we go. Alright. What else do we have going on here? Lots of enemy aircraft that are coming in on our garrison over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of fly low here. Maybe I can kill some of them with bombs. That didn't work very well. Kind of hard to bomb at this altitude, but what I can do is get in here and draw some aircraft in and
receiving reports about
use that good rear turret.
Support will be unable to reach you. Do you read me? Over.
Over here, and I'm hoping we can finish this ground attack aircraft off with our forward firing machine guns. Or ram it. One of the two.
There's a heavy storm here. Unable to proceed. Returning to base. Do you copy?
Sure we're not going to run into a mountain. Alright, let's drop some bombs here. can't quite put the rear gun on him. It's just too low in relation to our angles our forward firing gun can handle. Now we'll finish him off with the rear gun. As he gets out of range first. Yeah, he got out of range. Uh-oh. Fighter here, very industrious fighter. We have a better range than he does, I'm guessing. There we go. And in the meantime, they have gotten some, they've been able to get some sectors. Sure, we went into a mountain here. Almost dead, and we're at the squall line, so I'm a little concerned here. We're not going to make it.
I'm proud of you, pilot.
There we go.
Get back home.
Whew, that was a little close. Alright, so we got flying start, hat trick, rear cover, effective fire, avalanche, subjugator, #1 spot on the team, and 1 chevron on the grade rank. Head back and take a look at the after action report. So, once we got the sectors secured, we switched to more of a bait and destroy strategy where we, flew kind of low and drew in the enemy fighters in an effort to take out some aerial targets and still be of use to our team, even though we were out of ground targets to bomb. Okay, so 9 ground targets destroyed, doing over 9,800 in damage. 3 aerial targets destroyed, 2 assists. Made some coins, over 73,000 in almost 74,000 in currency, 2,900 in experience points, 146 in free experience, over 7,800 in combat points. Let's see if we had any other bombers. We had another Blenheim bomber here. Let's see how it did. 3 ground targets destroyed for less than half the damage that we did. 0 aerial targets destroyed. 20 sections of ground targets. Let's see, how many sections of ground targets did we destroy? 39 sections of ground targets. The enemy team also had 2 Blenheims. A Happy Chef was one of them. No doubt a human pilot. He destroyed 7 ground targets, did 8,300 damage in ground targets, 0 aerial targets destroyed, 33 sections of ground targets. The other Blenheim, probably I'm guessing a bot, 0 ground targets destroyed, 4,800 damage to ground targets, so yeah. Alright, well, a good result there for the Blenheim bomber. Let's head into another. See how it does again. Okay, so we will be fighting in our Bristol Blenheim Mk.IV bomber.
Cover your allies, hit the enemy, and we shall win.
We'll be over the Seagate Siege theater of operation. And what we will do first is to head over to this airfield to the northwest, and then we will work our way down to the garrison at center map. And hopefully with our bombs we will wreak havoc and take down any plane that dares to challenge us with our vicious rear gun.
Pilots, get ready for action.
That's the
Let's go.
plan anyway. See how it actually works out. Okay. We will switch to bombing mode. And we want to pick the targets that will have the most impact. And try to drop our bomb in between the buildings so that they take out the greatest amount of items. See if we can't. Let's see, let's go for this facility right there. Now the good thing about the rear gun is vicious on this thing. We've got good survivability, so I'm hoping we'll be able to take out both of these aircraft. Should be able to. Goodbye. All right. So where are we? Got a good boost, 45-second boost, so that's very nice. And now we will head to the garrison. And I'm flying low enough where we will hopefully bring in some enemy flies so that we can swat them with our rear gun. Hopefully we'll get there soon enough to make a difference. Ooh, that was not wise. They dropped a bomb there. We don't need much to take out this sector. We've already made some progress here on some of these ground targets I see. Let's go right here. Can I work over? Oh. Sounded like a critical hit, didn't it? Now, the good thing about this aircraft, we only have 4 bombs, but they respawn rather quickly. So let's see if we can't take out this whole complex here. We'll drop 2 bombs here, and then 2 bombs here. On this plane over here. We do have some machine guns in the front. They're not the most useful. See how quickly we have our bombs back. We're kind of low to the targets right now. Looks like we only need one more ground target here. There we go. Head on to the airfield. Drop that last bomb. So we can respawn all our bombs. We're just trying to help weaken some of these targets here.
Receiving reports about rapidly deteriorating weather conditions. Support will be unable to reach you. Do you read me? Over. They've almost got us.
Let's get some rear turret fire on this plane back here. We'll use our boost to try to, so we can shoot from pretty far out.
There's a heavy storm here. Unable to proceed. Returning to base. Do you copy?
Go finish that off. I'm gonna climb here a little bit so we can use our gun sight, hopefully. It's a little easier to bomb with that. There we go. Ah. I don't know if we're gonna make it through this. And that's that. Well, we've captured 2 sectors.
Turn back. The enemy force.
A lot of mayhem there, but unfortunately it was a defeat for the team. We'll head back to the hangar and take a look at the after-action report and see how the aircraft did. Okay, so we had 5 aerial kills. We destroyed 10 ground targets, doing over 9,500 damage, which is not too bad at this tier 3. And let's see here. Also had 3 assists in destroying aerial targets, which is very important. As we're going through there, we're weakening some of the enemy aircraft so that our fighters can take them out, hopefully. We were only destroyed once, and that was there at the very end of the sortie. Destroyed 44 sections of ground targets. As I said, 2 sectors captured. So let's see how we did in terms of medals. We got Flying Start for destroying 3 aerial targets in the first sortie. Rear Cover for destroying an aerial target with the turret fire. Effective Fire for earning at least 5,000 personal points. Avalanche for destroying at least 5 enemy ground targets. Self-Defense Master for destroying an aerial target with turret fire in a single sortie. and Subjugator for earning at least 75 capture points, and of course rank 1 on the team. 1 chevron on the grade result, grade rank. And let's see here, over 7,700 combat points, which was almost up to where the top player on the winning team scored, not too far behind Slim 877. Let's see, did we have any other bombers in the group? Okay, we had another Blenheim here. Let's see what it did. Alright, so the other Blenheim destroyed 4 ground targets, did 7,300 in damage to aerial targets, 0 aerial targets destroyed, did get 4 assists, and also captured 2 sectors. And let's see, destroyed 31 sections of ground targets versus our, I believe, 44. Is that right? 44? Yep, 44. And only 3,600 in combat points. There were 2 ground attack aircraft in the match. Looks like one of them, I'm guessing, was a human pilot that did 8,300 in damage to ground targets, destroying 10 ground targets, 0 aerial targets, 2 assists. Let's see, we destroyed 10 ground targets as well. And then the other ground attack aircraft on the enemy team, 13 ground targets destroyed, 9,100 damage to ground targets, 2 sectors captured, 46 ground target sections of ground targets destroyed. 0 aerial targets destroyed. And let's see, we had destroyed how many? 5 aerial targets destroyed. So, you know, that was us getting down there in part and baiting in aircraft to follow us and try to take us down. And so that was helpful to the team, certainly. Alright, folks, so the Bristol Blenheim Mk.IV early model British bomber. Haven't featured many bombers on the channel, so I thought you all might enjoy that. If you get an opportunity to fly the Blenheim Mk.IV, I hope you have great success in it.